Right now, it sounds like a woman screaming.
There's a little animal right there.
Very strange noises going on in the woods tonight.
It sounded like somebody was screaming bloody murder.
Echoes call from hollow halls, a voice that creeps and softly crawls. Time stands still, the air is.
Have you ever sat alone in the woods at night and felt something watching you? Have you ever heard a sound so unexplainable, so wrong, that every instinct in your body screamed, "Run"? Tonight we're diving deep into the wilderness, where the trees hold secrets, the darkness listens, and even the most experienced campers find themselves questioning what's real and what's waiting just outside the glow of the campfire. These aren't legends. These aren't campfire stories. These are real encounters, captured by real people who walked into the wild expecting peace and instead found terror. From blood-curdling screams echoing through remote Pennsylvania woods, to footsteps circling an abandoned ruin said to be haunted by heartbreak, to desert nights where something with a striped tail stares from the darkness, and campers who learn very quickly that nature isn't always quiet, and it definitely isn't always kind. These are the 6 most disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. The Northwest Wind is the outdoor narrative and adventure channel of a man devoted to sharing his genuine experiences in the wild, particularly focusing on camping, exploration, and the quest for remote, peaceful land. For over 15 years, the host has dreamed of owning a property along the banks of the Allegheny River. This particular video captures an impromptu campout, a crucial, high-stakes test to determine if a recently available 2-acre lot truly feels like home before a final purchase deadline. The channel is known for its intimate look into the realities of outdoor living, often blending peaceful solitude with unexpected, thrilling, or unsettling encounters. The host, facing a tight noon deadline, made a last-minute decision to truck camp on the disputed 2-acre property along the Allegheny River. Despite the lot not being his ideal vision, it offered poor river access and a challenging, steep terrain. A significant price drop made it worth a final, overnight test. The purpose of the camp was simple: to determine if the location resonated as a potential lifelong home. With limited daylight, he quickly set up a comfortable space in his Chevy Silverado, relying on his ABEC 3600 power station to bring modern convenience to the wilderness.
ABOC 3600 power station with me. It's pretty much going to do everything for me tonight. If you go watch my abandoned train tunnel stealth camp, I reviewed this for the first time, loved it. I also did a standalone review for this while I shot that. So if you want to know more about the ABOC 3600, links in the description, more info in the description. You can go watch the train tunnel video, go watch the standalone video. I beat the heck out of it and it still works really well. I use it all the time. I didn't come out here to make this video for ABOC, but I'm gonna use this thing heavily in this video. So since they are such an awesome partner of the channel and have been showering me with their lovely power stations for a year now, and as you can see, it's got all the regular plugs. It's got an RV plug, or you could plug your dryer into it. We've got 12-volt power. We've got regular USBs. We've got USB-Cs. I think if you're looking for a power station, you can watch my reviews, my other camping videos where I use mine. And I think if you're going to buy a power station, this should be the brand that you choose. I've always been more of like a simpleton when it came to like cooking and eating. You know, give me a frying pan over a fire or a pot, or my jet boil is what I mainly use. And when I was packing the truck today, I was throwing this in here because I brought my laptop so I can watch a movie tonight, because I knew I was going to truck camp. So tonight we're going to be cooking dinner in the air fryer powered by the ABOC, and then I'm going to use the ABOC to charge my laptop, or just throw on American Pickers or something. RIP Frank. Rest in peace, Frank Fritz. I'm also going to use it to blow up that inflatable air mattress set that's specifically for the back of pickup trucks that Jessica got me as a gift. It's cold too. It's in the 40s and it's going to drop down to about 30 degrees tonight. So it's cold. The frost is on the pumpkin. 97% it says at the current draw, and the screen doesn't flash like that. That's because I'm filming, but just figured I'd point that out. At the current draw, it says 32 days it would last. So
He used the power station to inflate a full-size air mattress in his truck bed, and, for dinner, cooked cream cheese jalapeno poppers in a portable air fryer. As the sun set, The host reflected on the area, which he acknowledged held a microcosm of everything I truly adore on this earth, second only to his wife, Jessica. As darkness enveloped the property, the tranquility was shattered by a truly horrifying sound. The host, sitting in the warmth of his front seat, heard a really unnerving noise coming from the woods.
There's a really up noise coming from the woods right now. It sounds like a woman screaming. I was sitting in my front seat with the heated seat on, warming up. It's been dark for a long time now, and it sounds like a woman screaming bloody murder. Listen. Literally, I'm freaking out right now. I don't know what the hell that was, but that has me absolutely terrified. I'm not lying. Literally, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't know what that was. It literally sounded... Hang on, let me get... I feel like I'm being watched right now. This isn't even funny. I was on the phone. Okay, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to lock these doors. And okay, hang on a second. It sounded like somebody was screaming bloody murder. It sounded like a human. It sounded like a woman was being tortured or beaten. I was on the phone with Jessica and I kept hearing it, and I opened my door and it got more severe, like it was more blood curdling. And I literally told her, as I'm picking up the camera to start recording, I said, let me call you right back. And I opened the door and it was really loud and it sounded really close.
The chilling screams were intermittent, conveying severe pain and distress. The incident was so severe that it interrupted a phone call with his wife. He had to hang up to investigate abruptly. Upon opening his truck door, the screams became even louder and more blood-curdling, sounding extremely close. Critically, as soon as he got out and began to talk and film, the sound stopped. Shaken and certain he had heard a human woman in genuine distress, the host immediately abandoned the campout. He felt extremely unsafe and paranoid, and realized the remote, one-way in, one-way out road made a quick escape impossible. He later drove a mile toward the main road to regain his composure, deeply unsettled and unable to shake the conviction that the screams were those of a woman in danger. Driven by his gut feeling, the host made the difficult decision to call the state police to report what he believed to be a woman in distress. The wait for the police was fraught with anxiety, compounded by the eerie sound of a tornado alarm going off during the call. 2 state police officers eventually arrived, and, after a brief conversation, agreed to follow the host back down the pitch-black gravel road to the property. The scene became surreal as the host was being tailed by 2 Pennsylvania state police officers into the remote abyss. Once there, the officers, who seemed immediately suspicious of the surroundings and an adjacent, dilapidated cabin, approached the structure with their defensive gear drawn, leading to an extremely nervous wait for the host. They told the host they would check a neighboring residence, and that they would call him if they needed an official statement. The incident proved to be one of the most unsettling experiences of the host's camping career. The host left the property and headed home, his nerves absolutely shot. He confirmed his decision not to purchase the land, feeling that the bizarre and dangerous encounter was all the sign he needed. Despite having no closure or final confirmation from the police on the source of the screams, the host maintained that he followed his gut instinct, a powerful message to his viewers to always trust their inner voice in the outdoors, even if it leads to an overreaction. He closed the video hoping for the best for the situation, and promised to update his audience should any information from the police surface. What do you make of this encounter? Before we go any further, I just want to ask you for a small favor. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. We are pushing to hit 200,000 subscribers before the year ends. It feels impossible, but I know we can achieve it together because your support has been unreal. I know you'll subscribe, so without wasting more time, let's get back to the video. Lost in Wonder is a channel dedicated to the thrill and quiet contemplation of outdoor adventure, often focusing on stealth camping, hiking, and exploring historical or abandoned locations. The host blends a deep appreciation for natural beauty with a passion for history and storytelling, frequently delving into the folklore of the places they visit. Known for their meticulous preparation and contemplative tone, the host is not typically prone to panic, making genuine moments of fear or unease particularly compelling for their audience. On October 31st, 2025, the adventure began as the host was dropped off and started hiking the Bruce Trail in Ontario, making their way toward a notorious location, the Hermitage Ruins near Ancaster. This once grand home is haunted by the tragic tale of William Black, a coachman who fell in love with the master's niece. After his forbidden proposal was cruelly rejected, William reportedly took his own life in the barn that once stood nearby. Local lore claims people have since seen strange shapes, heard footsteps circling the ruins, and felt an inexplicable chill. With darkness approaching, the host located the ruins, which had been remodeled but still incorporated the original structure.
I don't know if you can see, but look at those clouds. This looks like a really good tent pad. It almost... thought I heard something. It almost looks like these are meant for tents. Ooh, it's getting chilly. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful tent site. It might be a little bit of a restless night because it is pretty windy and the wind is making a lot of noise. So those ruins were remodeled. But they used the main structure of the house.
After contemplating the best spot, the host decided to stealth camp directly next to the stone ruins, using a section of the old walls as a wind barrier against the chilly autumn air. Despite questioning whether setting up near an object that might hold dark energy was a wise decision. Once inside the tent, the first sign of trouble was not spectral, but practical.
When I was setting up, a couple of times I saw lights in the woods. And one time it looked like it was coming right at me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just got busted. I don't know if it's hikers or if it is the park authorities doing rounds. Either way, they didn't come here to the ruins. They just walked through the path. But you know how it is at night. The light just really goes far. It is definitely getting cold. There is a chill in the air, not just temperature, if you know what I mean. I don't know what I'm more scared of, if it is to see or hear something, or if it is to get busted. I forgot my pump, so I'm gonna have to inflate all by mouth. I don't know if those are leaves falling or if it's starting to rain.
As dinner was prepared, the forest noises became amplified in the dark silence, fueling the host's heightened state of alert. The host recounted more of the legend, people seeing William Black's ghost holding the rope and crying, or witnessing the ruins temporarily restored. Before attempting to sleep, the host used a Ghostbuster kind of app on the phone as a final lighthearted check to ensure the air was clear of ghosts. Around 10:11 p.m., the atmosphere shifted.
I don't know why this piece of really thin fabric makes me feel more protected. It's ridiculous. It is 10 p.m. I think it's about time I try to get some sleep. Keep hearing noises outside of the tent. And it's probably just the rustling of the leaves or a raccoon, but I can't stop thinking about the story of William Black and getting his heart broken and taking his own life. What was that? The wind doesn't stop. It is one cold, windy autumn night. Earlier on, I heard some people walking through the path, through the trail, with flashlights. I don't think they saw me. I turned all the lights off. But I don't know, I have a feeling that more people may come by.
A short time later, a more terrifying sound occurred. Later, the host distinctly heard footsteps. The host noted that this time, the footsteps sounded much closer than before, not just a distant noise on the trail. The host fell silent, listening intently, before deciding to try to return to sleep simply. Despite the attempts to dismiss the experience, the host spent a restless night in the woods. The next morning, the host woke up to ice coating the tent. In the daylight, the ruins looked significantly less menacing, described as a beautiful sight with the autumn colors. As the host packed up, leaving the site as they had found it, the final thoughts turned not to ghosts, but to the nature of lasting sorrow. The host concluded that maybe William's story was less about an actual ghost, and more about the kind of love that never learns to let go. The ruins, in the end, were seen as a place where the past is patient, waiting in the stone, and the echo of footsteps, proving that the land, haunted or not, truly remembers. What do you make of this encounter? This Is Life is the channel hosted by Matt, dedicated to demonstrating that adventure is accessible to everyone, regardless of budget or complex gear. Matt's mission is to inspire viewers to prioritize their mental health by getting outside, breathing fresh air, and enjoying simple experiences. His content focuses on practical, low-effort, outdoor activities, such as car camping in his Land Rover LR2, proving that you can find peace and fun using equipment you already own. Because, as he frequently reminds his audience, This is life. Matt's weekend adventure began at Spanish Banks Beach in Vancouver, British Columbia. On a sunny, beautiful day in early December, he arrived at the popular, spacious parking lot and immediately confirmed its reputation among the nomadic community.
All right, guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome, everybody. My name is Matt. In today's video, I'm just going to bring you guys along for the weekend camp out at the Spanish Banks in Vancouver, British Columbia. I'm going to kind of show you around. I'm going to show you my setup I have in my Land Rover. It's a beautiful day, nice and sunny. There's lots of other campers. People are sleeping here for sure. There's signs that say the gates close at 10 p.m. I don't think that's true. My friend tells me that's not the case. A lot of people stay here all the time. And so that's what we're doing. We're going to be cooking up a nice meal tonight. I've got a steak. I've got my camping stove. We've got the beach. We're going to do some nice walking. Just a day in the life at the Spanish Banks. Let's go. Re-download it. Absolutely beautiful beach here. This is December 2nd. It's December 3rd. This is early December. It's not too many people. A lot less people in the parking lot. There's tons of space. You got some boys filming a music video over there. Just positive vibes all around. All right, so you got good parking. Nobody comes to bother you. You have privacy. You have bathrooms. In the summer, you have showers. A lot of van lifers come here to camp in peace. It's a beautiful spot. I don't blame them, but I think it's getting time to make some lunch.
Despite official signage indicating the gates close at 10 p.m., Matt was confident, based on local knowledge, that the lot was a well-known, undisturbed sanctuary for car campers and van lifers seeking peace and privacy. He took time to showcase his simple setup in his Land Rover LR2, noting the presence of facilities, bathrooms, showers in summer, that make it an ideal spot. After settling in, Matt embraced the simple comforts of camp life. He used his portable camping stove to cook coconut bistro meatball stuffers for a quick filling lunch. During the cooking, he paused to deliver a key message of his channel, a powerful call for viewers to get out there, breathe fresh air, and prioritize mental health by car camping with minimal gear. As the day transitioned into evening, Matt linked up with a friend, Rando, to transition into a relaxed, nighttime routine. They enjoyed a quiet evening of playing Monopoly, watching a hockey game, and gearing up to watch some UFC fights. The atmosphere was tranquil. The city lights were visible across the water, but the immediate surroundings were calm, with only 2 other vehicles parked nearby. The highlight of the peaceful night was the decision to build a campfire right on the beach.
Making a fire on the coast of Vancouver. This is life.
Using prepaid firewood, Matt set up his comfortable Kuma chair and enjoyed the warmth and ambiance of the flickering flame directly on the Vancouver coast. The experience was entirely tranquil, focused on the enjoyment of fresh air and the serene beauty of the location. There were no disruptions, no weird noises, and no encounters beyond the relaxed presence of a few other campers. The car camping trip concluded successfully, as Matt woke up to a slightly cold morning, but confirmed he had made her through the night. He stood before the sunrise view of downtown Vancouver and gave his final strong endorsement of the Spanish Banks beach parking lot for car camping. He emphasized the abundant parking, high level of privacy, and close proximity to shops up the hill, confirming that the location is a beautiful and safe choice for anyone looking to try car camping. Matt ended the video by urging his viewers to get outside and have fun, because that is what This Is Life is all about. What do you make of this encounter? What Day Is It Wolven is an outdoor adventure channel hosted by Wolven, who documents his experiences with wild camping, bushcraft, and exploring nature. The channel focuses on the practicalities and raw reality of overnight stays in the wilderness, often with an upbeat, accessible approach. In this particular video, the host takes on a mentorship role, introducing his friend Liam to the world of wild camping for the very first time, setting the stage for a classic outdoor initiation that would quickly turn intense. On November 16, 2025, the adventure began in challenging conditions, with the day being pretty miserable and sprinkling rain. The host, Wolven, and his novice camping mate, Liam, set out with the plan to get a tarp up quickly for a dry, cozy hammock camp. The pair had to navigate a wooded block known for dog walkers to find a secluded spot, highlighting a key challenge of urban fringe wild camping. Wolven then demonstrated the fundamentals of setting up camp, showing Liam how to sling the tarp and set up the hammocks between trees.
Right there, right here Liam. Yeah. 2 on this one, and 2 either there. That might work.
That could work too, Dad.
There.
Should you try it?
Yeah, we should try that. I reckon that'll work. Best way to set up a tarpaulin is like this, guys. And Liam, just do this, wrap it around like that. Do a little 2-knot. This is like the first one, just so you can like get it up. Just so you can like adjust it. Like you'll adjust it, but that. And then sling that around. Like this one you can practically get right now. Just that, almost done. Now you've got to readjust this one. Sling it up a little bit higher. Let's do this side.
Hammock and eating protein.
Let's do a little test. Yes. It's good to go, good to roll. Good to roll.
Despite some audio issues with the camera, the setup was successful, creating a protective dome over their sleeping areas. With the shelter complete, the focus shifted to sustenance. The pair gathered wood and built a small fire to warm up and cook their dinner. As the daylight faded and they settled in for a relaxed evening of chilling and having a few drinks, the unsettling noises began.
Bro, can you hear that?
Yeah. Scary, is it?
The host first noted a distinct scratch sound coming from the surrounding woods. Liam, the novice, initially found the high-pitched sounds funny, likening them to a Minecraft pig. However, the sounds grew more unnerving. The host confessed to hearing really weird noises early as well, like screaming. While trying to dismiss the strange screams as possible owls, the intensity of the noises pushed the host and Liam to wrap up the fire and head to their hammocks for the night. The pair successfully survived the night. The next morning, as the host sat by a revived fire enjoying the sunrise, he reflected on the terrifying sounds that had plagued their first campout together. Wolven quickly came to a rational conclusion, stating that the intense screams and bizarre noises were likely the reason the location was rumored to be haunted. He correctly identified the source as the woods being very lively, with owls and other things squawking and foxes, and that, in his final summary, the host confidently debunked the haunting, concluding that the weird laughing and screams they heard were almost certainly made by foxes. Liam's first wild camp with the host, Wolven, proved to be an intense character-building experience, challenging their composure, with screams and strange noises that fueled local haunted woods lore. Despite the initial terror caused by the wildlife, the pair successfully completed their camp, broke down their site following leave no trace principles, and enjoyed a beautiful foggy sunrise. The host concluded the video with a clear debunking of the supernatural, attributing the terrifying screams to the natural, albeit vocal, wildlife of the area. What do you make of this encounter? Jens is a passionate solo adventurer and dedicated truck camper, best known for documenting the transformation and use of his heavily modified Toyota 4Runner. His channel chronicles off-road excursions, gear reviews, and immersive solo camping trips, often in rugged, beautiful, and sometimes spooky desert locations. For Jens, the wilderness is a test of both gear and nerves. This video captures his first serious solo outing since completely upgrading his vehicle's suspension, a trip he was excited for, until the desert night pushed his solitude into full-blown fear. Jens began his solo truck camping trip by tackling a challenging trail in the desert. After navigating slippery mud, he secured a highly secluded spot, a location he knew would be completely private, after moving a massive log blocking the entrance.
Well, this is in our way. I could try to use my winch to pull it out, or I could try to use my strength. Let's try that first. That seems easier. Super awesome angle of me pulling this shit out. That was surprisingly not that heavy. The good news is, that means there's absolutely going to be nobody out here, so we will really be secluded. Yeah, let's get to camp now. Hello, camera. Safe to say, I did not expect that to be that slippery and muddy. Luckily, the 4Runner handled it like a beast and we got right out. This is my first time really off-roading with my new suspension setup.
His excitement was high, as this was the first real test for his newly rebuilt 4Runner suspension. He quickly set up his rooftop tent and his awning, primarily for the light it provided, which looked awesome at night. However, the host confessed that solo camping in the desert always felt a little eerie. He revealed that the specific area they were in had a history.
It's always a little bit eerie going out all alone. Just in the desert for me. I don't know what it is, even though this is where I live right now, but I've done a lot of solo camping in my life at this point, and I've never feel like a little bit eerie. I don't know what that feeling is. I never feel that when I'm in the woods, but up in the desert, well, actually I know what it is. Basically, me and some of my friends have experienced some pretty creepy phenomenons up in this neck of woods, I guess you could say. But I won't get much into that tonight. We need good energy. And I'll tell you more about that in the morning. Anyway, for dinner tonight, I am going to be making some type of tomato pasta. I don't have an official name for it. It is my own recipe I have created based off some inspirations of stuff I've cooked before. So hopefully it turns out well. Still not too hungry yet though, so even though I'm telling you about it, I'm not going to start that for a bit. I made the mistake of putting coffee in this a few weeks ago, and I cannot get the smell out. So my water always tastes funky, but it's okay. I've just been chilling here for like 2 hours almost now. It's almost 10 p.m. I did some journaling, meditating, and chilling, and then I actually brought my laptop, so I did a little bit of work because I am leaving on a trip to Thailand in a few days, which is going to be insane. And I will be filming a video out there, but it's going to be hard to get. Basically, I've been trying to get, as much work done as I can beforehand, so I don't have to do a lot out there. Yeah, very peaceful night out here.
The host worked on an improvised one-pan creamy tomato pasta recipe, aware that it was close to Halloween, and having recently watched horror films, he intentionally focused on keeping a positive mindset out here all alone. The peace was shattered the moment he sat down to enjoy his meal outside the car.
Holy shit, guys. There's a little animal right there. I think it might be a little bobcat. Coyote. Shoo! Go away! I hope he's not attracted to my food.
What was that thing? God. I'm gonna eat this in my freaking car. I don't want to be out here. Piss off! Oh my gosh. Well, it's safe to say we are not alone out here. Jeez. You can call me a baby if you want, bro. But I have no idea what is outside my car right now. Some type of critter animal. It was... I hope I caught it on the camera. I think I did. Yeah. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. It's got a striped tail. I guess I shouldn't be scared. He's so small. But I don't know what it is. Looks like a mixture of a little coyote and a little skunk. See him? That kind of scared me. I haven't ever had an interaction with like anything besides a little squirrel or something right next to me at night camping alone. Jeez, jeez. Look. There it is. He's right there. He's looking around. There he is. Going to the back of the car. Should we scare it? Ah! That thing is not leaving my car. I guess I gotta put my big boy pants on and get out there. Again, I just finished dinner, so it's like kind of fun and cute, but also kind of weird and freaky. So, hopefully, you see me up in the tent in just a second and everything went smooth. But I'm gonna clean up the kitchen and get the hell up there.
Inside the vehicle, he continued to observe the animal, which he noted had a striped tail and looked like a mixture of a coyote and a skunk. Still lingering by his car, the host admitted he was scared, noting he had never had such a close nighttime interaction with a wild animal while camping alone. With his nerves shot, he finished cleaning up at speed and rushed to the safety of his rooftop tent. Once in bed, he stated his nerves could finally calm down, but the pervasive feeling of fear remained. The next morning, the host woke up cold and had slept poorly due to the wind and flapping tent material. Despite the intense fear and lack of sleep, the host was relieved, announcing, "I did survive. Nothing ate me. We're good." He enjoyed the morning peace and successfully navigated the challenging mud pit he had entered the day before, concluding his truck camping encounter. Jen survived his solo night, describing the encounter as the scariest he has been while truck camping. The combination of the area's eerie reputation, the sudden appearance of a strange, lingering animal, and the intense feeling of being watched, created a profound sense of isolation and paranoia. While the supernatural was never confirmed, the experience served as a powerful reminder of how quickly solitude can turn into vulnerability in the remote desert. UK Carry Outdoors is a channel focused on the accessible yet exhilarating world of solo wild camping, mostly across the UK. The host, Carrie, emphasizes safety, preparation, and finding peaceful, familiar spots that allow for a truly chilled experience. Her videos blend practical gear reviews like her Van Gogh Banshee tent with a grounded perspective, acknowledging that even for an experienced solo camper, the darkness and the amplified sounds of the woods can test one's resolve and anxiety. On November 13th, 2025, the host arrived late in the day, choosing a familiar spot next to a stream. This peace of mind was quickly needed, as the low light meant that within an hour of arrival, it was already pitch dark. Immediately, before the tent was fully set up, an unnerving sound cut through the quiet.
Well, it is now 7:20, so it's less than an hour. I don't know if my camera picked that up, but that was... I don't know what that was, but that was scary. I think it's a deer or something in the woods. That was quite scary. Yeah, it's literally 7:20 now, and as you can see, it's really dark already. So less than an hour from when I arrived, and I've already lost daylight. So It's pretty dark in the woods, but the tent is up. I'm out in the Banshee tonight. I haven't used this since I got it, so I'm really excited to sleep in this because I love this tent. And I've slept in one before, so yeah, looking forward to spending my first night in that. When I tell you there's some really strange noises going on in the woods tonight, like, and even though the rational part of your brain is saying, oh, it's the deer, it really does set like your anxiety off. Sorry you can't really see me, it's so dark. Obviously I'm relying on the head torch, but I've heard some really, really crazy noises which I've tried to pick up on camera for you guys.
The host noted a scary noise, initially speculating it was a deer. This set the tone for the night, despite the rational part of her brain suggesting the noise was merely the movement of deer. The constant and really strange noises coming from the woods quickly began to set off her anxiety. She acknowledged the vast difference between logically knowing what a sound is and being alone in the middle of the dark woods. As the host settled down, hearing the soothing sound of the stream, a new, more aggressive noise began. Later, the host captured a loud, angry, guttural sound. Questioning, she continued to grapple with the psychological impact of the sounds. The noises had been persistent since it got dark, a phenomenon likely due to the heavy deer population in that particular wood. However, when alone in the vast, pure darkness, every little sound is amplified, forcing the host to overthink, asking what was that constantly. What was that? The host decided to call it a night around 11 p.m., acknowledging the noisy start to her otherwise chilled and relaxing camp. The host woke up at 7:45 a.m., enjoying a peaceful coffee, as the sun rose. Yet the noisy soundtrack continued. The animal sound that she thought was a deer the previous night had been persistent all through the night, and was still going strong in the morning. With the clarity of daylight, the host came to a more rational conclusion. The noise was too persistent and loud to be a wandering deer. She theorized that there must be farmland close by, and the persistent, strange noise was actually a farm animal. The intense screaming had eventually become nothing more than the background soundtrack of her trip. Despite the initial fright and the intense, noisy serenade of what she suspected were deer, the host of UK Carry Outdoors completed her solo wild camp successfully. The night served as a classic example of how the imagination can run wild in the darkness, only for daylight to bring a simple, non-threatening explanation, likely a farm animal to the sounds. The host had a really good night's sleep and reaffirmed her love for tent camping, concluding her successful and relaxing trip in her familiar spot. What do you make of this encounter? Let us know in the comments section.